Oh, my name is Nathaniel Trotter, and what you are looking at is the NFL. Just before Super Bowl 50, the NFL introduced the MVPs from all of the Super Bowls, from Super Bowl 1 to Super Bowl 49. And these are all of the MVPs wearing their suits. This was very historic and very powerful. Now it's time to take it 10 levels higher because we are coming into 2019, which is the 100-year anniversary of the NFL. And this is how we're going to do it. There is going to be a panel with 100 red buttons, and all of the NFL owners, including Roger Goodell, is going to press 50 red buttons, and from the ground is going to come 50 helicopter drones, and they're going to hover about 4 feet above the ground. And check out what happens next. The 50 best quarterbacks of all times, still wearing their team jerseys. The 50 best quarterbacks of all times is going to pass the ball. Going to pass 50 passes, 10 yards, rapid fire, one after the other. Rapid fire, one after the other. Joe Namath, Jim Plunkett, Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach, our own John Elway, Dan Marino, Doug Williams, Warren Moon, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, our own Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Williams. That is just 16. 34 more. The best quarterbacks, legends, Hall of Famers of all times is going to pass the ball to the top 50 receivers of all times. Hall of Famers, Biletnikoff, Steve Largent, Lynn Swann, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Megatron Johnson, Beckham Jr. That is just 8. 42 more. The best quarterbacks of all times is going to pass the ball to the top 50 receivers and tight ends of all times. Rapid fire, one after the other. They're all wearing their team jerseys. Then these receivers and tight ends is going to run 10 yards and then place the football into a special chamber on these drones that is hovering 4 feet above the ground. Then the best quarterbacks of all times is going to lateral toss the football, 50 footballs in rapid fire, lateral toss the footballs to the best 50 running backs of all times wearing their team jerseys. Jim Brown, Larry Zonka, John Riggins, Earl Campbell, Herschel Walker, the big boys, Bo Jackson, Tony Dorsett, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, our own Tyrell Davis. That's just 10, 40 more. The top 50 running backs of all times, rapid fire, one after the other, and they're going to run 10 yards and place the football into 50 more drones that have came from out the ground after the owners and Roger Goodell has pushed 50 more red buttons. Then the best drone operators in the world You have 150 and 50, 100 drones, 100 footballs in the drones, one drone, one football for every NFL year. 100 years of the NFL, baby. And the top drone operators is going to raise these 100 drones above the city of Denver, and they're going to shape a giant football. They're going to form a giant football with these 100 drones. And then the best drone operators, a relay team, is going to fly these 100 drones and footballs shaped like a giant football around the world. And if that's too far, around the country. And we are going to film this, the whole NFL 100-year celebration, World's Fair. We're going to film it and a photograph in a major documentary film. That is one of the amazing events that's going to happen in the 100-year NFL World's Fair. Moving on. This soccer is the biggest sport in the world. 1 billion people watch FIFA World Cup. We are going to invite the top 10 soccer players of all times. Ronaldo, Messi, Pelé, Diego, Zidane, Beckham. We're going to invite the top 10 soccer players of all times to the World's Fair. And they're going to have a field goal kicking contest. And yes, the goalpost is going to shoot off fireworks. We have put man on the moon. Don't tell me we cannot do this. We already have fireworks and pyrotechnics in our stadiums. These are pyrotechnics right here by Broncos Horsehead. Yes, we're going to do this. We can do it. It's going to be easy. Just like a revolving gun, a pistol, when you shoot the gun, the revolver turns and put another bullet in the chamber. We're going to put a revolving system at the bottom of the crossbar. And when the fireworks shoot off, it's going to revolve and put in another cartridge of fireworks. 1 billion people, 1 billion soccer fans, you know they're going to want to see the best soccer players of all times in a field goal kicking contest. Remember, soccer is football, so we're going to combine the two. That's going to be powerful. The Golden Kingdom of Broncos country presents World Spectacle 1919-2019 NFL 100-year Centennial Anniversary Celebration World's Fair, all things football. Do you know why we're called the Golden Kingdom of Broncos country? Because Super Bowl 50, Broncos out of 32 teams, Broncos won that, baby. Look at that Super Bowl trophy wearing a king crown. All other trophies are by themselves, but this trophy has an 18-inch numbers, 5 and 0, gold-plated. It was the Golden Super Bowl. It was the Golden Kingdom, the Golden Kingdom of Broncos country, baby. And this is the opening ceremony. This is one of the opening ceremonies. Broncos mascot is a white stallion. We are going to release 100 white stallions. One stallion for every NFL year. So there is going to be 100 white thunder stallions galloping on top of our iconic Rocky Mountains, baby. They're going to be galloping under a Bronco orange and golden sunset. The Golden Kingdom of Broncos country, baby. 100 white stallions galloping under a Broncos orange and golden sunset. Triple Crown who? Triple Crown what? Kentucky Derby who? 100 white Thunder Stallions galloping on top of our iconic Rocky Mountains. This is one of the opening scenes of the NFL 100-year celebration football World's Fair, created here in Denver and hosted here in Denver. Another one of our opening scenes, the biggest fireworks display in the history of the world. Biggest ever firework display above the city of Denver. Denver is going to have Bronco orange lights in every office building, in every office, on the street lights. Bronco orange bright lights. I'm hoping it's so bright that you will be able to see it from the space station with your naked eye, from the International Space Station. We're going to have a giant lighthouse with Bronco orange light, telling the whole world and telling the NFL family this way to the NFL 100-year anniversary World's Fair. How poetic that the city that's, the higher you are, the better you can be seen. And the higher you are, the better you can see. How poetic that the city that sits precisely 1 mile above the level of the sea, 5,280 feet, that we host the 100-year celebration World's Fair. How poetic. How poetic. Is not this poetry in motion to see 100 white Bronco Thunder Stallions galloping on top of the iconic Rocky Mountains? How poetic that the Centennial State, Colorado, the state that came to being 100 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, how poetic that the 100th Centennial State create and host the 100-year Centennial Celebration NFL with the World's Fair. How poetic. Now, this is the Double Shield NFL 100 years. This world spectacle, 1919-2019 NFL 100-year Centennial Anniversary Celebration World's Fair. This is the Colorado Sea with the yellow sun. This is on our flag. The Colorado Sea with the yellow sun. Isn't this something? Out of all 4 major sports, baseball, football, basketball, and hockey, only football, the game is decided who gets the ball first by the flipping of a coin. A coin is round. This is round. This is like a coin. This is the heads. This is the tails. Colorado Sea with the yellow sun. This image, this logo is going to be one of the most recognizable, one of the most famous signs, logos in the history of the world. Different reasons. 50 of the best quarterbacks, 50 of the best receivers, 50 of the best running backs with the 100 footballs shaped like a giant football traveling around the world. Because of that, because of the top 10 soccer players of all times in a field goal shooting contest. And one more thing, that goalpost that shoot off fireworks is going to be in, thank God, every Super Bowl is going to be seen first in the Super Bowl, the 100-year anniversary Super Bowl. Goalpost shooting off fireworks. And it's going to be in every Super Bowl after that. I forgot all, but now I just told you Okay? Now, this is going to be one of the most famous images in the world because of that and because of this. Super Bowl 50, there is the logo. The NFL projected the Super Bowl 50 logo projected this image on buildings in the daytime and on buildings in the nighttime. We are going to use drones and we're going to project this image, heads and tails image, NFL 100 Year World's Fair. And we are going to project this image on all of the God-made and man-made wonders of the world. And we're going to film it, put it on documentary, a major movie, and photographs. We're going to project this image on the walls of the Grand Canyon, on the flowing, foaming waters of the Niagara Falls. Those white foaming waters is going to make a beautiful giant movie screen. We're going to project these images on the Golden Gate Bridge, on the breast of Mount Rushmore, on the St. Louis Arch, on the gown of the Statue of Liberty, on the Leaning Tower of Pisa, on the Great Wall of China with China's permission, on the Pyramids of Giza, the Great Pyramids of Giza, on the Eiffel Tower, all of the God-made and man-made wonders of the world. We're going to project and film and record and photograph this image connecting the NFL 100 year anniversary World's Fair to all of the man-made, God-made, and man-made wonders of the world, connecting them. Come on, NFL. NFL, come big or go home. Now, the same logo. Now, in Denver, we got some water fountains, but they're kind of, old prospectors, but it's time for Denver to get some beautiful, colorful water fountains. We are going to take the same image, heads and tails, NFL 100 Year World's Fair, and we're going to put them inside of a beautiful, colorful water fountains. Big metallic, waterproof, weatherproof heads and tails inside a beautiful water fountain. Heads and tails. And we're going to make 3 of them. We're going to put one beautiful water fountain downtown Denver, one in City Park inside the pond, and one at the Bronco Stadium at Mile High, where you can take pictures and selfies, beautiful, colorful water fountains with the giant NFL logo, 100 Year World's Fair, heads and tails, metallic, waterproof. Now let me tell you something. In every city that has the Super Bowl, they have something called the Super Bowl City or Super Bowl Village. We're going to incorporate all those also at the World's Fair. Everything there. Also, when we have our committee and organization set up, we're going to solicit all of the cool ideas in America and all over the world. You will be able to submit your cool football ideas. And the ideas that we like, we will bring you and your idea to the NFL World's Fair. It's going to be so many cool things. I'm just showing you a few of them right now. All this is going to be on a beautiful documentary movie and photographs, so we can put them in a beautiful frames, put them on beautiful wooden plaques, on china, on posters, t-shirts, sweatshirts, etc. Here we go. Now, we have been talking about flying cars for over 100 years. The closest thing I have seen to a flying car is right here, the hover bike. This thing, I saw it on a TV commercial. It reminds you of something you will see in Star Wars. It is so cool. It can hover about 30 feet above the ground, and they can really move. They say by 2017, they will have them ready to go. This is 2018, so I guess right now they are ready to go. We're going to have these people bring in their hover bikes. We're going to have them simply put a lightweight plexiglass horse body on the hover bike. You may call it Pegasus. I call it Bronco Thunder Stallion with wings. And we're going to put this lightweight plexiglass body on the hover bike. We're going to have a speaker system with special effects of a galloping horse and a horse snorting and whinnying. Can you imagine that? Flying around downtown Denver. Not only that, we're going to take our classic cars, smaller versions, of course, plexiglass, lightweight, 57 Chevy, the classic coupe, the classic Corvette, the DeLorean, the car they used for Back to the Future, the classic Beetle, the classic Cadillac. We're going to take these cars' bodies, lightweight plexiglass, and put them over the hover bike. It's going to be easy. Make sure the trunk and the hood is filled with air vents, so the propellers in the hover bike can fly, can continue to fly. We're going to have the logos, NFL 100-year logos on everything. This can work, and it's gonna work, baby. Ha ha ha. Now, you're looking at 4 giant TV screens. We're going to have 100 giant TV screens all downtown Denver. Each screen is going to be showing a Super Bowl. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're going to show all 53 Super Bowls. And before that, it was the NFL championship game. Then it was the AFL championship game. We're going to be showing all of the NFL championship games and all of the AFL championship games and all of the 53 Super Bowls at the same time, 24/7. Also, those who cannot make it to see the releasing of the 100 white stallions on our iconic Rocky Mountains, you will be able to see them on these 100 giant TV screens. The NFL is going to be so flabbergasted and so astonished and appreciate Denver so much for the NFL 100-year World's Fair that the NFL is going to give Denver, Broncos country, multiple Super Bowls in the remaining of this century. 80 years, multiple Super Bowls and drafts, NFL drafts, the remaining of this century. You are looking at a tent in Astana. This tent is so big that it said that 10 football stadiums can go under this one tent. All we need is a tent that can cover one football stadium, Bronco Stadium at Mile High. Don't tell me we cannot do it. Denver has made a world-class airport out of tents. You heard me, tents. We are going to take giant arch beams like you see on these bridges, and we're going to simply cover them over Bronco Stadium at Mile High. We're going to build a giant retractable tent, baby. It's going to cost tens of millions of dollars less than a retractable roof, and we're going to have it made weeks, if not months, faster than a retractable roof. This giant retractable tent is going to have motorized wheels with a giant tent roll. The motorized wheel will unroll the tent off this giant roll. We will have tent crews at the bottom. They will secure the edge of the tent on giant C hooks, mounted and bolted on the concrete below. Tent crews. Inside, we will turn on heaters, and 24 hours before any event, we will turn on a heater. Outside, 25 below zero. Inside, warm and cozy. Super Bowls, anything in the wintertime. We can and we will do it. Oh yeah, baby. Coming to an end. They almost had it right. They call it Broncos Stadium at Mile High. We are not Broncos Stadium. This is not Broncos Stadium. This is Broncos Country at Mile High. And the final name is going to be Broncos Country at Mile High. It's going to be the coolest sign in any stadium. It's going to be a giant TV screen showing the Broncos 3 Super Bowl wins, showing the highlights of the Broncos 3 Super Bowl wins 3 times a day, and showing the 3 Super Bowl parade and rallies 3 times a day with the Broncos 3 Super Bowl win highlights. Broncos Country at Mile High, baby. Ha 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 ha. Now, as I conclude, the NFL is planning on their home opener for the 100-year anniversary. The home opening game in China. That's cool. That's powerful. Canton, Ohio, they are treating the NFL 100 year. They are saying this is like Ohio's Super Bowl, baby. And also, they are making the Hall of Fame Village, where they are planning on showing for the 100-year NFL celebration. Green Bay has already started their 16-month exhibit as they travel their exhibit around Wisconsin with special, rare interviews and showing Green Bay, the very first team. They're having concerts. So Green Bay has already started their celebration. I would think that every city that has a NFL team is going to do a little something. Well, this is Denver's contribution. The Golden Kingdom of Broncos Country, baby. The NFL 100-year Centennial Celebration, World's Fair, all things football. And when you see John Elway, Peyton Manning, Tyrell Davis, Floyd Little saying, oh yeah, baby, count me in. When you see the best quarterbacks of all times, the best receivers, the best running backs of all time saying, oh yeah, count me in. When you see the top 10 soccer players saying, oh yeah, baby, count me in. When you see the people who make goalposts saying, yeah, we can make goalposts to shoot off fireworks. When you see the people who make the hover bike saying, yeah, we could put a horse and the classic cars on our hover bikes. When you see all this, when you see the top companies in America and the world saying, yes, we want to sponsor, yes, we want to advertise, then you're going to know it's happening. And all these fixtures are going to be permanent. So if you cannot make it the first year, you may be able to make it 4 or 5 years down the way. All these fixtures is going to be permanent, like the Walt Disney World of football. All the players is going to be in bronze statues. So every year you could come and check it out. Say unto them, as I live, said the Lord. People, let's get busy. It's going to happen. 100-year NFL World's Fair, created here and celebrated here in Denver, Colorado, as Denver becomes the most famous city in the world, mile high. Nathaniel, bye. God bless.